Hola chicos, I hope that everyone is having a great evening. I just wanted to take the time to very quickly summarize what was discussed in the Google Hangout this evening, as well as just make mention to a few other topics that I would like to share out about. So these are the things that we're going to quickly look at this evening, and that we had talked about or that there were questions about. The first item that I want to bring up is items about grading. So I want to let you know that I try my hardest to give a grade and some type of feedback returned back to you about assignments within 24 hours. So I like to sometimes think of myself as everyone goes to bed and I'm kind of the grading fairy that will grade all evening in order for you to have a grade the next day. Unfortunately, this has not been the case recently due to the overwhelming amount of assignments that have been being turned in. So I want to ask with some patience in that don't necessarily expect the exact 24-hour turnaround time. So just know that if you turn it in at 10 a.m. on Monday, there may not be a grade for it Tuesday morning. However, I am going to try really hard this weekend to get caught up so that next week it will return to having some feedback and a grade for the next day. I like to do this in the case that if there is an assignment that you have completed that there is not a grade for, I always suggest that you reach out to me and send an email kind of asking, hey, what's happening with this? Because there can tend to be an assignment or two that I do miss because of a computer glitch or so on. But for the rest of this week, and maybe even a little bit more time, just give a little bit of leeway with that grading process. So the next thing that I want to bring up includes the feedback as well as what's the difference between an incomplete and a zero. So I want for you to know that an incomplete is that I have not received any type of work from you. So if you have not attempted it or if there is no file attached to a submission, you will receive an incomplete because I have not received any work from you. A zero is provided as a grade if I have looked over that assignment and maybe there is something that you need to go back and look at. And that is when you'll go back and take a look at the feedback that I've given and, redo that assignment. So I'll kind of move this one up just a little bit here with the translator. I'm going to move this one up because if there is use of a translator, which means Google Translate and so on, you will receive a zero on that assignment. Usually it's pretty cut and dry if you've reached out and gotten some help in that aspect. So, the feedback on an assignment that you've received a zero on might just be as simple as, please don't use a translator, use the information from throughout the assignments. So please be sure that if you receive a zero that you do return to that assignment and you look to see the feedback that I've given, or if there's an assignment that you did well on, you may have some different type of feedback from me there, or something that you want to go back if you got a 17 out of 20 on an assignment. Go back and look at the notes that I had left you so that you can, redo it for a better grade if you would like, or you can move on from there. So I'm going to take a second with that being said to jump over into the course, and I'm actually going to access this course as a student. Okay, so this student isn't going to have any grades handed back to them because it's actually a fake student, but this student, you can see, is enrolled in this or in a Spanish course. So I'm going to go ahead and show that as a student, you used to have a Dropbox item here that may have a bold number next to it saying that is the number of assignments that I had graded and turned back to you. Since the upgrade with Haiku or PowerSchool Learning, those items are going to be listed under here under activities. So if it is a Dropbox assignment, you can go to the assignments here, and when you look at this page, you are going to have the option to hand in or view work. Okay, so what that means is that if you turn something in and you receive a grade on it that you're not sure kind of why you got that grade, you'll have a number 1 or maybe a number 2 next to the item that says view work so that you can see that I have given an assignment back to you. You might also have a bold number, excuse me, beside the assignment name, letting you know that I have graded it and turned it back to you. You can filter these by some past assignment, so if it was one that was due on the 10th or one that was just due this past week, you can look at past in order to take a look at those grades. And as always, you can go to your grade book and look at your progress report and your actual grade. And if you look at these items here, and like I said, this is a fake student, so he has not turned anything in, but if I were maybe to say, oh, unit 1 concept 2, or I'm going to go down to the que estaciones, if I look at something, I can click on this and also view the work that has been turned back as well. So keep in mind that if you're having questions about a grade and so on, please be sure to check the Dropbox assignment there. So the next item that I am going to talk about, and I'm actually going to take this out for a second, is you are required to do some recordings within this class, and I know that many of you kind of have a really good grasp on what to use and what you prefer in order to submit those recordings, and I really do enjoy hearing you speak the language as well as see you in some of the assignments. I do want to just give some types of ways that no matter if you're on a Chromebook or if you're on a MacBook, you can submit assignments. So Screencastify is actually an add-on or a website that you can go to and will actually allow for you to do something similar to what I'm doing now, where you can record your screen and then show your face along with your assignment. It also provides you the option to not show your face and only the screen, or to just show your face or whatever you are recording and not the screen. So that's one that you can use to submit some recordings. WeVideo is also another recording item that will allow for you to create movies and edit them and so on. And Vukaru is the opposite in the sense that this will allow for you to create voice recordings very easily, and then it will provide you a link in order to submit. So I can go to vukaru.com just to very quickly show you. There is no login required. If it's your first time logging in, it's going to ask for access to your microphone. It is recording what I am saying right now, so it'll say click to stop. You can listen to it. Your microphone. It is recording what I am saying right now. Okay, so I'm just going to pause that. And then when you click here to save, it provides you with an instant link in which you would then share with me. So it's just a pretty quick voice recording service that will allow for you to complete those items. Now, you can continue to use what you're using. I am okay with that. You do not have to use these. I just wanted to give some types of ways to complete your recordings. Now, with that being said, I'm actually going to stop this video so that I can kind of move on to other specifics in 1 second. Okay, gracias y adios.